In this installment, we're going to be going over the MLB bet slate for Wednesday, August 14th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our August 14th MLB bet slate we got going on for Wednesday. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJustD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 7.83 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we are well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. All right, if you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. If you guys want to sign up for that Patreon, remember that link is provided down below in the description. You get daily bets, future bets, and access to that community group chat. All right. Also down below is the link to BetStamp. All right. We have a BetStamp article that's giving out more free plays. All right. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be regular plays. Tuesday will be free home runs that they are giving out. So make sure you go to that description section down below and click that link. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up in Target Field, we have the Minnesota Twins 67-52 going against the Kansas City Royals 65-55 here. Looking at the current odds in this matchup, we have the Minnesota Twins as favorites -130 with the comeback of the Kansas City Royals at a +110. Total set at 7.5. For this pitching matchup here, we have Cole Ragans here, 9-7, 3.27 ERA, a 1.17 WHIP, going against Louis Varland here, 0-4 with a 6.46 ERA and a 1.66 WHIP. Now, this line, this pitcher was changed, all right? It was Bailey Ober just about an hour ago. They changed it to Louis Varland here. And the line hasn't adjusted slightly. It has moved. It opened at a -135 and moved down to a -130. I expect this by tomorrow to be closer to even here with Louis Varland on the mound instead of Bailey Ober on the mound. That's a huge difference between these two pitchers here because Cole Ragans is an absolute stud here. 2.86 ERA. He absolutely dominates both lefties and righties, especially on the road. He pitches much better on the road than he does at home, okay? Louis Varland here has major issues against lefties. If we're looking at his numbers, a 1.59 home run per 9, 1.59 whip, and 313 batting average. So very high numbers to lefties. He's going to see around 5 lefties in this lineup here for the Royals. And on top of that, versus righties, he's giving up power too as well. 1.74 home run per 9 and a 1.35 whip. I think this is a great spot to get an underdog. Give me the Kansas City Royals on the money line. I do like the under because I think it's going to be one-sided in the scoring. So give me under 7.5 and the money line of the Kansas City Royals. Get it now before it is gone. Next game in Petco Park here, we have the San Diego Padres 67-53 going against the Pittsburgh Pirates 56-62. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Padres home favorites -135 with the comeback of the Pirates at a +110. Total runs set at 8 in this one. Looking at the full game public bet percentage here, 84% of the bets, 86% of the money on the side of the Padres. For the total runs, we have 82% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the over 8 runs. Looking at these two starting pitchers and in this matchup here, We have Mitch Keller, 10-6 with a 3.56 ERA, going up against Martin Perez, 2-5 with a 4.78 ERA. Now, Martin Perez was newly acquired here for the San Diego Padres, formerly with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So this team here in the Pittsburgh Pirates are definitely familiar with Martin Perez, who is not a very good lefty. Looking at his numbers, he does have a 3.93 home ERA. And in his first 2 starts, he has pitched pretty well, going 6 and 7 innings, only allowing 3 runs in those 2 games, but he allowed 3 home runs in those games. So, cause of concern there. He is still allowing a lot of power no matter what, all right? And this guy right here as a lefty has been struggling against righties. Looking at his number against righties, a 1.63 home run per 9, a 293 batting average, and a 1.60 whip. All right, for Mitch Keller, on the road, he has struggled a little bit, 4.59 ERA on the road. Looking at his numbers, a 300 average to righties and a 1.68 whip to righties. Versus lefties, it's a 1.47 home run per 9, but a low whip and low average. So just power to lefties, and he's giving up hits to righties, okay? He's looking to bounce back from his previous performance here against the LA Dodgers. That's very understandable. 4 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 2 home runs. Mitch Keller has pitched very good this year. He is not that bad, and he's in a spot here where this team needs him to step up. He's been one of their most winning pitchers, right behind Paul Skeens here. Mitch Keller got 10 wins this season, all right? He has been pretty solid this season, and this team right now is on a major losing streak as of right now. I mean, the game tonight hasn't finished yet, but they are losing right now. So it could be rolling over to a 9-game losing streak here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a must-win spot here. Give me Mitch Keller. Give me the underdog Pirates not to get swept. And I like for the total, give me the over on the 8 runs in the total. Next up, we are going to be in Oriole Park here at Camden Yards. Baltimore Orioles 70-50 going up against the Washington Nationals 55-65. Looking at the current odds right now, Orioles minus 185 at home with the comeback of the Nationals at a plus 150. Total runs set at 9, all right? For the public bet percentage here, 93% of the bets, 95% of the money all over Baltimore. For the total runs, 79% of the bets, 80% of the money towards the over 9 runs in this one. Starting pitching matchup, DJ Hurst 2-4 with a 4.41 ERA going up against Dean Kramer 4-9 with a 4.70 ERA. All right, DJ Hurst, we have been on him in previous starts, but mainly when he pitches at home. He's a totally different pitcher on the road. Looking at his ERA on the road, he's been an absolute gas can. A 6.75 ERA on the road versus righties. He's been getting torched, okay? A 4.32 home run per 9, a 342 batting average, a 1.8 whip, and the xFIP is at 4.82. So definitely bad numbers across the board there versus righty batters. And for the Orioles, Dean Kramer, he has struggled at home with a 5.40 ERA, so this gives an opportunity for the Nats to keep this close here. And he has a lefty problem, a 3.32 home run per 9, a 282 batting average, a 1.74 whip, and the xFIP is at 5.52. And then against righties, he's giving up power at a 1.53 home run per 9. So versus lefties, power and hits. Versus righties, just power. I love the over in this game. Give me the over in 9 total runs. But for the winner, give me the Orioles here. I expect the Orioles to bounce back from the opening series loss versus the Nationals that happened that we were on. If you were in the Patreon, I gave out the Nationals on the money line. So we're going with the Orioles to bounce back here and give me the over on the total of 9 runs. In the Citizens Bank Park, we have the Philadelphia Phillies 69-50 going against the Miami Marlins 45-75 here. Looking at the current odds, minus 200 for the Philadelphia Phillies with the comeback of the Marlins at a plus 165. Total runs set at 9, all right? Starting pitching matchup here, Edward Cabrera, 2-3 with a 5.20 ERA. Going up against Tyler Phillips here, 4-1 with a 4.83 ERA. All right, Tyler Phillips getting his first couple starts here in the major leagues. He has been pretty solid at home. He does have some concerning road splits here, but he's not pitching on the road in this one. He's pitching at home. He has a 2.40 ERA at home. He has very good numbers against lefties, but his issue is going to come in the form of right-handed batters, and it's the power department, all right? He's giving up a 2.84 home run per nine, but a low whip and low average to both, all right, lefties and righties. So that's a positive sign. Just got to watch out for that home run ball against right-handed power, all right? Edward Cabrera, he is not a very good pitcher at all, okay? Right now, his road ERA is a 7.08, and versus lefties, he's giving up a 3.24 home run per nine, a 1.68 whip, and an xFIP is at over 5, okay? Versus righties, it's a 2.25 home run per nine, a 277 batting average, and a 1.42 whip. Not to mention the BABIP is over 400 at 417, all right? So this is a spot here. Another team that lost in the beginning series here against a poor team. I expect the Phillies to bounce back here. They're going up against a bad pitcher in Edward Cabrera. Tyler Phillips pitches better at home. And you got these Philadelphia bats waiting and eager to destroy Edward Cabrera here. Give me a full sweep. Phillies on the money line. Phillies minus 1.5. And for the over-under, I am going to lean to the under 9 runs. I think it's going to be one-sided here. I expect Tyler Phillips to dominate and the Philadelphia Phillies here to get towards Edward Cabrera, but this number to fall under 9. In Great American Small Park here, we have the Cincinnati Reds, 59-61, going against the St. Louis Cardinals, 60-60. Looking at the odds right now, Cardinals are slight road favorites here, minus 115 on that money line, with the comeback of the Cincinnati Reds at a minus 105. Total runs set at 9.5, all right? For the public bet percentage, 77% of the bets, 84% of the money on the St. Louis Cardinals. For the total runs, 76% of the bets and 76% of the money towards the over 9.5. For the pitching matchup, Kyle Gibson, 7-4, 3.99 ERA. You got a veteran there going up against Carson Spires, 4-4 with a 4.45 ERA. We're going to start off with Carson here. Okay, pretty solid home ERA at 3.59. But when you're looking at his peripherals here, lefties have been tattooing him, all right? A 1.96 home run per nine, a 272 batting average, and a 1.30 whip. He's going to have to see at least 5 lefties here in the Cardinals order here. Gorman, Burleson, Ciani. The list goes on and on with these lefty bats that he's going to have to contend with. And these are big power bats as well. So that's going to be a cause concern here for Spires in this very small ballpark. So I expect a lot of runs here. All right. So the over in the 9.5 is definitely going to be a play. Kyle Gibson is strong on the road. He pitches much better on the road than at home with a 3.34 ERA. He's given up a low whip and average to both lefties and righties, but he also is going to have an issue with lefty power. All right, 1.69 home run per nine versus lefty power. The thing here is he's only going to see 2 lefties, or he should only see around 2 lefties here in this lineup. So that's going to be a positive note there. I like Kyle Gibson on the road. I do not like Carson Spires against these lefties in the St. Louis Cardinals here in this ballpark. Give me the Cardinals on the money line and the over on the 9.5 runs. Next up in Tropicana Field, Tampa Bay Rays 59-60 going up against the Houston Astros 64-55. Looking at the current odds here, Astros road favorites yet again, minus 120 on that money line, with the comeback of the Rays at a plus 100. Total runs set at 8. All right, for the full game public bet percentage here, 92% of the bets, 100% of the money here on the Houston Astros. For the total runs, 90% of the bets, 90% of the money for the over 8 runs in this one. We have a pretty decent pitching matchup here. Ronel Blanco, who's came onto the scene, 9-6 with a 3.02 ERA. going up against Zach Littell here, 5-8 with a 4.11 ERA. All right, so for these two guys, Ronel Blanco, 2.98 ERA on the road. He pitches better at road than at home. And looking at his splits versus righties, a low whip and low average to righties, but he's giving up a 1.23 home run per nine, so cause a concern there. Versus lefties, a 1.61 home run per nine, but a low whip and average to lefties. He's going to have to see 3 to 4 lefties here that have the possibility to be hitting some home runs on against him, because that's one of his weak points. All right, Zach Littell, I usually go against him on the road. He pitches much better at home with a 3.17 ERA. His slight issue here is going to be against righties, a 1.24 home run per nine, a 288 batting average, a 1.24 whip. All right, he is going to see around 7 righties here. So his little bit of an issue, he's going to see a lot of righties here. Now, for this game here, I'm going to be going with the home dog here in the Tampa Bay Rays to not get swept. I'm going to take advantage of the fact Zach Littell pitching better at home and getting towards Ronel Blanco in his home run per nine versus lefties. I think that's going to be a major point here. His power issue versus lefties and righties. So give me the Rays on the money line and give me the under on the total of 8 runs. Okay. Next up in Citi Field here, we have the New York Mets, 61-58, going against the Oakland Athletics, 51-69. Current odds right now, Mets minus 190 on that money line. Athletics plus 155 on the comeback. Total run set at 8.5 for the public bet percentage. 96% of the bets, but 52% of the money on Oakland. All right, so sharps are coming in on the side of Oakland as underdogs in this one. For the total runs, we have 91% of the bets, 93% of the money towards that 8.5 on the total runs. All right, let me double check this really quick. We're going to go to the MLB scores. I want to make sure that we got this right because they keep switching pitchers. One pitcher, it was supposed to be Mitch Spence. Right now, we got Yahoo telling me that it's Joey Estes. All right, I'm going to go by ESPN. ESPN tends to be right in these scenarios, and it's Mitch Spence. So, the pitching matchup, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Pitching matchup, Mitch Spence. As you can see right here, Mitch Spence. We'll blow this up. Blow this up for you. All right, Mitch Spence here, right-handed pitcher, 7-8 with a 4.33 ERA, 1.31 WHIP. Going against David Peterson here, 6-1 with a 3.34 ERA and a 1.42 WHIP. All right, so in this matchup here, Mitch Spence has struggled on the road with a 4.96 road ERA, and he has a major home run issue. Versus lefties, a 1.80 home run per nine, a 275 batting average, a 1.50 WHIP, and the xFIP is almost 5 at 4.59. Versus righties, a 1.78 home run per nine, a low average at 240, and the whip is at 111. But he's giving up power to lefties and righties, and that doesn't bode well when you're going up against this strong Mets lineup here. For David Peterson, I don't know how he does it, but he continues to get out of certain situations. He has a very high walk rate. He's like a bend don't break type of pitcher, but he's still going 5 innings to 6 innings strong each time out. And he does have an issue versus lefty power, 2.57 home run per nine versus lefties, and versus righties, he's giving up hits. All right, a 274 batting average and a 1.69 whip. It just hasn't caught up to him yet. Somehow he has a 6-1 record and a decent ERA at 3.34. But you're looking at the numbers and like you're giving up 4 walks a game, you're giving up runs every game, but you continue to win. So for some fact or reason here, the Mets offense awakens when David Peterson pitches, essentially. All right. And now you got a good matchup here in Mitch Spence that struggles in the power department versus lefties and righties. So for this game here, we're going with a bounce back performance from the Mets. The Athletics beat the Mets in game one. I expect the Mets to bounce back in this one. Give me Mets on the money line. Give me the over on 8.5 because, like I said, David Peterson, he walks guys, gives up some runs here and there. And then Mitch Spence is also very bad. And as you can see, he's giving up a lot of power. Okay, so we're going to Mets on the money line, over 8.5 runs for this one. Last but not least here, we have the LA Angels in Angel Stadium, 52-67, going against the Toronto Blue Jays, 55-64. Looking at the odds in this one, this is split down the middle. -110 Blue Jays, -110 Angels. Total runs set at 8.5. All right, for the public bet percentage here, no information as of right now for the money line, but the total runs. We have 89% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the over 8.5. For this starting pitching matchup, Jose Barrios, 10-9 with a 3.97 ERA, going up against Tyler Anderson, who has really pitched well this year, 9-10 with a 2.99 ERA. Looking at these two guys, Jose Barrios, you love to attack him when he is on the road. He's a totally different pitcher on the road with a 5.29 ERA. All right, versus righties, he's giving up a lot of power. All right, these home run per nines are astronomical. Versus righties, a 2.86 home run per nine, a 333 batting average, a 1.59 whip. Versus lefties, a 213 home run per nine, a 221 batting average, and a 1.21 whip. All right, so this is a spot here where he's giving up a lot of power to righties, and he's going to have to see 6 righties in this Angels lineup. I love home run props in this particular game going up against Jose Barrios. All right, Tyler Anderson has been one of the aces here for the Angels. Absolutely phenomenal. 3.97 ERA at home. He's given up a low home run per nine at 1.03, a low average at 243. The whip is a little high at 1.30. Versus lefties, this is where his issue is. A 230 home run per nine, all right? A 2.30 home run per nine versus lefties. The average is at 262, and the whip is at 1.40, all right? So he's giving up some hits, and he's giving up some power here, but he has been very good. He's been one of the bright spots here for the Angels team, that team that has been very poor. Right now, they are struggling to win games right now and in this series, all right? This is a spot where they do not want to get swept. And I'm going to be going with their ace on the mound and Tyler Anderson. So give me the Angels on the money line at -110, and give me the under of 8.5 in this one, okay? I don't expect a scoring explosion here. I do expect the Angels to tack on some runs, get a comfortable win here against the Blue Jays, and take advantage of the fact that Jose Barrios is on the road. All right, so those are going to be our selections for the Wednesday slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are going to be your props or plays for the Wednesday slate? We could definitely debate about that down below. Also, if you want to sign up for that Patreon, remember that link is located down below in the description. You get access to the daily bets, future bets, and access to that chat that's going off 24/7. Also, down below in that description, bet stamp link for more free plays. You go down in that description, you get more free bets for today's slate. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Make sure you tune in, and peace out.